These glasses make everything a bit weird. Hello, welcome to the start of this video. I'm going to cut to the VHSs as they pan around. You have a closer look, because that's what you clicked on this video for. You didn't click to have more Mason talking. I'll get to you in the outtakes, or you get to me in the outtakes, whatever. Enjoy the unboxing. Hello, right, they live. All 5 VHSs in front of us now. Now, this is the unboxing video. Only one of them is going to be open because John Carpenter stuff seems to keep its money, especially with the Studio Canal stuff a couple of years ago. But yeah, all 5 there, a bit up closer there. So they live. We're in 2025 when VHSs are coming out, and there's been a couple like Evil Dead and Superior's been out there. So the door's open to actually pull some classics out the bag. But John Carpenter leads the way. They live. I love the artwork. There's 2 variants of this. I've only picked up the 5. You can get the 5 as a box set. It's the only way you can get the custom tapes which to consume and obey and watch TV are written on them. And as you get a bit closer, there's a hybrid of the colour, the classic blue and pink faces that are generally terrifying, and black and white imagery on the front cover. They Live is a John Carpenter absolute classic. As I said, there is a different variant which looks a little bit like more old school nostalgia. Joe's IMAX post in the background there, but the pink is nice and bright, and obviously beware, be careful who's watching, and boom on the back there, synopsis of the movie. You've never seen it, it's black and white, it's ahead of its time. It's trying to make you think. Roddy Piper stars in it along with Keith David, who was in The Thing with John Carpenter as well. Carries a few similar vibes to The Thing does. I think it's got some harsh cutting when it comes to Keith David's disappearance at the end, and obviously famous for the massive 10-minute plus brawl in the back streets. And that's not with Gold Dust. Anyway, the tape there. So yeah, there's 5 tapes out there. Bright white tape written across. Obviously, with it being written right across, some of the font does get missing, but if you watch this with the movie on, it's going to reveal itself and disappear. So yeah, Consume is the one I opened, which you'll see in the outtakes. As there's an additional unboxing, you see some bits and bobs, but I love it. You know, the 15 ratings on the spine there. It's got They Live, which, you know, is always cool. Like, they stopped putting the actual font on the end of tapes. You know, like, eventually they were just mass producing so many. I think some of the older tapes you can collect is like really cool, especially if they're in really good condition, and a little bit for advertisement as well. And there's the Studio Canal one. Obviously these were sought after so much. They were a limited release soundtrack 4K, all very similar artwork. The Thing is added into the collection, but it's not part of the collection, so it's quite funny with that collection because The Thing is like a bit of a mystery. But They Live, it's been very widely available, and the artwork has changed dramatically from jump to jump, even on Blu-ray right now. And there's the Dude Designs Thomas Hodge version, obviously with Roddy Piper and Keith David on the front cover there. So much imagery, and as the pop vinyl reveals itself as well, there is the Chase pop vinyl spinning around, which, you know, is again very sought after and imported from America, which I tracked down. And, you know, just a fan of John Carpenter. And sorry, take a big sneeze there, but it's an 18 there. I'm sure the VHS is only a 15. And there's all the VHSs together with the Chase and the pop. I do have the Roddy Piper pop vinyl as well. No Keith David, unfortunately, but I couldn't fit it in the shot. So I'm going to see you in the outtakes for me waffling, talking away in the background, and you see some little Easter eggs and stuff like that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hello, so in the outtakes, so the box, I've got the box yet. Box has come, there's the box right there. Now when it comes to John Carpenter, his movies are iconic, and he hasn't done a lot the last couple of years, and he's kind of was always ahead of his time. And They Live, I'm surprised he never really had a sequel for how popular it has been. It's got its flaws, no doubt about it. Keith David on the stairs at the end, it's like, what happened to him? Did he deserve to die like that? Where's his pop vinyl? Stuff like that, like the pop vinyls are out there. Like, this film's got its nostalgia, the mask, the creepiness, you know, the idea of like obey, you know, that is subliminal messaging. It's so ahead of its time. And all the tricks, and again, the like computer days of like the black and white and the transitions between what's happening. But when it comes to the film's kind of like disappeared, then reappeared, and then back super strong. If you check out Theo's Slimehouse TV's Warehouse Find, Nigel, who did the Warehouse tour, has an original They Live poster and the original glasses. Nigel was a massive fan of it. So the film like resonates with a lot of people. And over the years, it's seen so many different versions. That's not even been opened. I was just looking before and going, right, what do I have that's They Live? And shows you that I like They Live. And there you go. Duke Designs, never opened that one. Obviously just a stripped back. Oh, it's got the audio commentary on by Roddy Piper and John Carpenter, which is pretty good. But obviously Studio Canal came along a couple of years ago and cleaned house with the fat box editions. That's seen steelbooks and, you know, really good artwork. You pop it out, multiple discs, soundtrack there, you know, and that they are very sought after. And the bare bones of these sit around about $6.99 on the shelf to buy. So you can pick this movie up and discover it, along with Escape from New York, and The Thing. It's got like a bootleg variant of it. Prince of Darkness, and what's the other one? The Fog. You know, these are the high definition versions, so it's out there. But why all of a sudden the big spark in VHS? Now there's people out there that collect VHS, like me, behind them, and like today, I've literally just unboxed the 12 Monkeys on big box VHS. I mean, look at that. Lovely. So what's the nostalgia? It's the artwork, it's the passion, it's the product. And again, where They Live, it was kind of like when the soundtrack came out. I mean, look at this soundtrack. What's top of my head? Now you've seen the unboxing, so I don't have to panic to get to the unboxing. I can just cruise along. Now this is one of the nicest vinyls I own. I've made it specifically so I can like pull that out at the top there. And it's like a blue red splatter vinyl. Hand it off to the side so I don't have to hold it. Hand it off to the side so I don't have to hold it. Hand it off to the side so I don't have to hold it. Yeah, anyway, but there. We Sleep, boom. Nada. Now, what's really cool about this vinyl is it's a bit of a bugger, but as you take it out, it changes. So that's really, really cool. We Sleep. It's hidden messages in it, which is really, really cool. There you go. Now, the subliminal stuff like consume, obey, buy, obviously nicely packaged over its content over the years. And that's what's happened with Vice Press. Now Vice Press have brought this out. Now, this is the limited edition 5-piece VHS collection, which I personally thought should have been packaged a box within a box. Because as it stands, you get 5 VHSs, right? Now I haven't really looked at these, I've just opened up one. 5 VHSs. The 1 of 500 each, right? So basically if you bought one of these separate, they would be, well, what's that variant? So there's only like 2,500 of these out there. I think if you got a box, you would have the consistency of numbers. I got 147, 127, 107, 87 and 67. So at least they all end with 7. Ha, pun joke. Let's really get creepy with the 7 stuff. Yeah, okay. But yeah, anyway, there they are. John Carpenter's They Live widescreen presentation. Again, they just come as there's no. If you were hunting, if you wanted all 5 for your collection, you know it's a lucky dip. So this is the only way you can actually own all 5 in your hand, which I've got there. Then you're like, well, which one's which? And there's no actual markings of how different the tapes look. Now, over the years, VHS is essentially a black VHS, and there is some companies that have come along, like recently. When, if I just pause for a second. 2025, let's go, get your hands up! Ooh. Ooh. Yeah? No. Ibiza! Ibiza! No, that was just to walk in with all these copies of Money Train. And you go, why's he got 6 copies of Money Train? Because they're all different coloured VHSs inside, which was something weird they were doing in the late 90s, well mid 90s, early 90s. There's a blue one, it's blue, and these were only ever out to rent. So if you were collecting something like this, you would have to like hunt these down. White one, one of my favourite coloured ones. I've even got the black version. Like, yeah, gotta have them all. But yeah, like again, there we go, boom, cosmic green. They're all there and they're all out there to collect. And that's with 2020 vision. And 2020 vision kind of disappeared a bit. Now, when it comes to They Live, I don't have a big box VHS, but I now do have these. I have the pop vinyls knocking around. And I'm just going to open one to pick. Which one should I pick? Ooh. I need to pick one. Middle one, eh? That's the one we're going to go for to open. I'm going to open these very, very carefully. Obviously the American style VHS as well, which is like these ones here. There's watches, for example. But if you're going to go total American style, they're normally bottom loaders when you just put them there. So again, it's one of those things where it's popular in America, but over here in the UK and in Europe, we get the big box because we're clumsy. Basically much we need ones to be like absolutely indestructible. Not like the New Zealand ones where they're all massive, spongy. Yeah, anyway, VHS, love of that. Massive shout out to the video shop and Rob and everyone down there as well. As I say, keeping this alive, and it's collectors out there like that. So, this is 107. I'm trying to keep all the artwork. And I just want one for displaying. The rest can sit still sealed. Because this is what it is. At the end of the day, you buy anything John Carpenter, it's an investment. You just look and his stuff just goes through the roof. So dun diddle dun diddle dun. Now, I'm not gonna lie, pretty hard to get out of. Consume. There we go. White tape. It's written across. The film is actually on there. It's not nostalgia. There's nothing inside the box. But what was really cool in this room is we start dropping the lights out. And can't Abraham put some lights on? Put some blue lights on, please. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. We got blue. Boom. That is what makes these fucking awesome. So yeah. You clicked on this video, loads of people that took loads of time with them. But for me, boom, and then one bites the dust and the bank account's crying. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now.